Learning your frames in Tekken 8 is essential to growth. No matter how many people insist, they do not matter. And while frame data may appear to be nothing more than intimidating little numbers, dear viewer, they are often the difference between stealing a turn or losing the entire round. Contrary to popular belief, labbing can indeed be quite enjoyable. So grab your tea, get comfortable, and join Silver and young Lili as they explore some of Lili's most effective frame traps and, perhaps more importantly, how to gracefully implement them into a real match without panicking the moment your opponent presses buttons.
Thank you, Sebastian. Hi, everyone. Welcome in. The first thing we're going to do is set up our test dummy with a simple 1-2 jab string so we can test if our frame traps are real. And then we're going to cover all of Lili's frame traps in different scenarios. So let's get right into it. So the first option is her high options. The risk is that these are high options. So that means that your opponent can duck you in this situation. But the reward is that these are plus on block. Moving on to Lili's low options, these are some of my favorite options in the game when it comes to frame traps. I love doing forward, 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 and as you can see, the risk for doing low options is that your opponents can block your lows and you can get punished for trying to go for these options. But the reward is that on hit, these moves become so powerful and they start Lili's mix, which I do love. One thing to watch out for are power crushes. A lot of opponents will use them to challenge your plus frames and try to stop your frame traps. To deal with this, pay attention to your opponent's habits and when they like to press. You can also lab different power crush options to learn where your pressure is strong and where you can interrupt them and how to keep your offense going.
Mind games are all about making your opponent unsure of what you're going to do next. For example, if you keep using a plus frame move into a fast mid, your opponent might stop pressing buttons because they're scared of getting counter hit. Once they start respecting that option, you can switch things up and go for a low, a throw, or even delay your timing to bait a reaction. At lower levels, frame traps can help you improve and win matches very quickly. But at higher levels, it becomes more difficult because strong players understand both their own frame data and yours. They know when they can challenge, sidestep, interrupt, or disengage safely. That's why it's important to mix up your offense. Frame traps are strong, but they're only one part of the game.
Inside a match, you are going to make a lot of mistakes, and that's perfectly okay. I know from experience that it can be difficult to apply everything you practice and labbed once the pressure of a real match starts. Sometimes you'll freeze up, forget your options, or miss opportunities you already know how to deal with, and that's a normal part of improving. The important thing is to keep attempting what you learned in the lab, even if it doesn't work out perfectly at first. Every match helps build experience, confidence, and better decision making over time. A lot of growth comes from believing in yourself, trusting your practice, and understanding that improvement does not come overnight. I gotta hold your hand when I say this. It's not going to be easy. It's going to be very difficult, especially if you're the type of person who never wants to watch your replays or lab. But I will say, the more you play this game, the more you go through the gauntlet of all the crazy stuff that we experience with mix-ups and 50-50s, you'll start to get slightly better every time that you play. You will improve. I promise you, you will improve. And if you implement what you practice and what you lab and everything that you experience in your previous matches, you will get a lot better. Trust and believe me. Sparring can help your improvement a lot because it gives you consistent experience against real players in different playstyles. In the lab, you learn the answers, but in sparring, you learn how to apply them under pressure and adapt in real time. Sparring is such a great tool, especially if you find labbing boring. It allows you to learn naturally through experience while still improving your reactions, decision making, and matchup knowledge. Mirror matches are also really helpful because they teach you your character's strengths and weaknesses from both sides. You start to recognize what options are difficult to deal with, where the gaps are in pressure, and what habits other players rely on. That kind of experience can help you better understand your own character and improve both your offense and defense. There have been so many days where I have been in Discord with the homies and we're just sparring and I'm learning so much about their character and they're learning about mine, but most of the time they already know everything about my character and I'm just learning about theirs. Sparring with friends who are higher rank can be really helpful because they can share their knowledge and point out areas where you need to improve. They may notice habits, mistakes, or missed opportunities that you don't see yourself, and that kind of feedback can help you grow much faster. Playing against stronger players also pushes you to adapt and think more carefully about your decisions. It can expose weaknesses in your offense, defense, movement, or matchup knowledge, while also helping you become more comfortable under pressure. Combined with labbing, sparring against experienced players is a great way to turn knowledge into real match improvement. Long sets are starting to become my favorite thing to do because you'll start to recognize certain moves that your friends want to press. Like, I love long sets. Also, in this clip, this is my friend Nari. He is God 6 with Reina. He is really good. It took me 5 matches and I didn't even win this. It took me 5 matches to catch on to what they were doing. And yeah, so doing longer sets with higher ranked players will definitely help you improve as well. But don't think that you're just going to go in and start winning right off the bat. It's going to take you a while to catch up to them. Well, that is it for today's video. I hope you guys enjoyed. I surely did enjoy making this video. Maybe in my next video, I will talk about sidestepping or whiff punishment. Those are things that I am slowly trying to get better at, but I wanted to keep this video very beginner friendly and make it so that everyone can understand. Be sure to comment, like, subscribe if you haven't already, and hype up this video for sure. And don't forget to thank Sebastian down in the comment section, and I will see you guys in my next video. Bye for now.